This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Mnow Biscuits.
Long-awaited Joint Supervisory Body meeting deferred. Gulf Province signs coffee deal with Coffee Industry Corporation. And the search begins for the 2023 SME Award winner. A very good evening. This is National MTV News. I'm Godwin Eki. Thank you for joining us. The Minister for Bougainville Affairs, Manasseh Makiba, has officially announced the deferral of the long-anticipated Joint Supervisory Body, or JSB, meeting. This was revealed in a one-page statement by Minister for Bougainville Affairs, Manasseh Makiba.
The Joint Supervisory Body meeting is an annual meeting between the national government and the autonomous Bougainville government. Initially, the JSB meeting was scheduled for the 20th to the 21st of July 2023 in the Medang province. In an official announcement of cancellation and apology to the governor for Medang, Ramsey Pariwa, Minister Makiba stated that there has been a regrettable clash in the dates. Minister Makiba explained that the Prime Minister James Marape, who holds the role as co-chair to the JSB meeting, has prior commitment with the reopening of the Porgera mine in the Enga province on those dates and will not be available to make it to the meeting in Medang, hence the deferral. The autonomous Bougainville government has accepted the deferral, clarifying that this will now allow for members of the Bougainville House of Representatives to attend the JSB on the rescheduled date of 31st July and then attend the National Parliament sitting on the 1st of August 2023 to witness presentations by Minister Makiba and Bougainville's national members of Parliament. The JSB meeting is co-chaired by Prime Minister James Marape and his ABG counterpart, President Ismail Toroama, and is held twice annually. The tentative rescheduled date for the JSB meeting is now set for July 31st, 2023, here at the APEC House in Port Moresby. Lindy Suharupa, National MTV News.
The National Maritime Safety Authority is responsible for matters concerning maritime safety, coordination of search and rescue, and marine pollution prevention in PNG waters. It recently opened its second provincial office in Alatau and is looking at refurbishing and fully equipping other provincial offices in all the maritime provinces in the country.
National Maritime Safety Authority has its presence maintained in 7 maritime provinces across the country. Its primary role is to ensure a clean maritime environment within waters of the country, including preventing and controlling ship-sourced maritime pollution in the waters of PNG, ensuring there is maritime safety through effective regulation and implementation of maritime safety standards, and essentially to save lives out at sea. NMSA rescue boats are fully equipped with the latest navigational gadgets and equipment to monitor all ship navigational aids, do small craft safety awareness, and promote safety out at sea. During the official opening of NMSA's provincial office in the Milne Bay province last week, Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation Walter Schnobelt reassured the government's commitment towards the work of NMSA in the country.
The government is committed to ensuring major maritime transport infrastructures are developed with sustainable funding to maintain the building and its major ports, wharves and jetties.
Minister Schnobelt further appealed to people in maritime provinces to look after facilities belonging to the National Maritime Safety Authority like lighthouses and rescue boats. Lindy Suharupa, National MTV News.
A memorandum of agreement was signed between the Gulf Provincial Government and the Coffee Industry Corporation Limited in Port Moresby last Friday. The agreement will cover a 5-year partnership from 2023 to 2027. This will progress and increase the coffee production in the province.
According to this MOA signed, this will progress and increase coffee production in the Gulf province. The deal was signed by Coffee Minister Joe Cooley, Kerama MP Thomas Opa, Gulf Governor Chris Haiveta, and CICL CEO Charles Dambui, and witnessed by the Gulf administration at the Parliament House. Gulf Governor Chris Haiveta said his administration is ready and committed to working closely with CICL to implement activities that would boost coffee production in the province.
We want to ensure that their livelihoods, especially on the land, is maintained at all times.
He said deteriorating infrastructure and the rugged terrains made it difficult to transport coffee out to the market. But now with this freight subsidy partnership, it will help in the production capacity of coffee.
The freight subsidies that you introduced, Minister, together with what Thomas and I are doing in terms of subsidizing freight, and together with ARTA, we want to ensure that the statistics are properly captured.
CICL CEO Charles Dambui said the purpose of the MOA is to drive coffee in Gulf, as there is a huge potential in the area.
We'd like to see that we establish a solid market for Gulf farmers. If it means we take the marketing ourselves, the provincial government or the district, let's do it.
Coffee Minister Joe Cooley urged provincial and district governments to put the necessary support for coffee farmers to address their struggles. Gulf Province has 2 districts and 10 LLGs, of which Kaintiba and Kotidanga LLGs contribute to coffee production in the province. Cynthia Maku, National MTV News.
The search begins for the 2023 winner of the prestigious award, as PNG SME Magazine looks for suggestions for small to medium-sized business that are worthy of the Ella Motors Your First Choice SME Award. Minister for Commerce and Industry Henry Amuli launched the digital nomination at APEC House last week in front of sponsors and SMEs.
The awards are considered the highest recognition of achievement for small businesses in Papua New Guinea. Naming rights sponsor Ella Motors have supported the awards since 2020. This marks 4 consecutive years of their support. Chief Operation Officer of Ella Motors, Emma Joseph, elaborated on their continuous support.
This year, Ella Motors has taken one more step to boost our partnership with this program by being the naming sponsor as well. This step further underpins our strong support and commitment to the growth of the SME sector in Papua New Guinea.
It has rapidly become a program that all businesses, great and small, are keen to be a part of to celebrate the success stories of one of the most important sectors in PNG's economy. Minister Amuli stated the importance of recognizing SMEs.
It provides a platform to celebrate and recognize the remarkable achievements of our micro, small and medium enterprises, who are the backbone of our economy. These enterprises are the driving force behind innovation, employment generation, and sustainable economic development. I firmly believe that empowering MSMEs is key to unlocking the vast potential of our nation's economy.
Winning an accolade offers great credibility for the business and is linked with an increase in customer trust and loyalty, and in turn improved financial performance. Going digital means reaching out to 3.29 million internet users in PNG and more abroad. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. Kenny Nang, owner of Kenny P&G, through his Kenny Foundation, gave 20,000 kina to support Creative House, a group of local fashion designers and artisans from Papua New Guinea who came together to bring change to P&G fashion industry.
Fashion in Papua New Guinea has evolved in the last decade, with many on the fashion scene, like the Creative House, a local fashion group of local fashion designers showcasing their local designs on the international as well as local fashion runways. Kenny Nan, owner of Kenny P&G, said he had established his organization with the belief that businesses have the power to make a positive impact on society. He said this during a check presentation of 20,000 kina today to support Creative House in their upcoming events and projects.
We are sponsoring today hold a special place in our heart. Its goals and values are closely aligned with ours and making it an ideal platform for us to contribute to the community. The primary reason of our support is remarkable impact in this event has in providing a stage for emerging and established female designers from Port Moresby and Madang.
The contribution from the Kenny Foundation will enable Creative House to organize comprehensive creative workshops. These workshops will provide aspiring designers with a platform to refine their skills and learn from the industry's experts. Project Manager for Creative House Yaku Ninik said to enhance the landscape in Papua New Guinea, Creative House plans to invest in fashion and design training programs.
By offering specialized training in traditional weaving techniques, dyeing, painting methods, and garment constructions. We will ensure that our heritage continues to shine through in our contemporary designs.
Ms. Ninik gave a preview of upcoming events scheduled for this year as part of Creative House plans for the future.
Got the fashion show on October 21st, 2023. It's going to be held at APEC House, lead up to the Indigenous Business Week. That's the major player, so we want to showcase the creativity of our designers and what Creative House can offer.
The P&G fashion industry thrives due to the celebration of our traditional arts and designs being celebrated on the local and global stages where our talented designers are recognized. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
Local fashion house Kenny P&G's principal owner Kenny Nang said that many of the designers from his fashion line has been copied and mass-produced by Asian shops in the country.
Copyright infringement is the use or production of copyright-protected material without the permission of the copyright holder and is punishable under Section 29 and Section 41 of P&G's Organic Law. Kenny Nan, principal owner of Kenny P&G, said that due to the designs being mass-produced, many of the local designers that collaborate with Kenny P&G are missing out on royalties from the sales of their original designs.
And without paying any royalties and everything. For us, we take time, we pay the artists, we pay the graphics, we do the work, we think how to print it, and it takes time for us to do the job. Like we take 6 months to 1 year for one design to be out.
Yaku Ninik, former Miss P&G and owner of P&G Fashion International, also shared her thoughts on the copyright infringement of P&G's local designs.
As Papua New Guineans and all this, like when we put out our designs and all this, you get scared of it being copied by someone else and reprinted on fabrics that you have no control of.
Ms. Ninik also said that many of the cheap materials that are sold are made with low-quality materials and are prone to wear and tear, much quicker than the original materials sold by the genuine distributors. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
All wards in Morobe LLG in UN Gulf have received a direct ward funding and LLG funding from UN Gulf MP and Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion Jason Peter and his DDA led by CEO Andrew Namuesh. A total of 21 wards in Morobe LLG received 34,000 kina each to fund projects in their respective wards, which they think is a priority for their people.
Apart from the 34,000 kina ward development funding, the Minister and Huon Gulf MP also gave 1 million kina to the LLG for the different divisions of health, disaster and emergency, infrastructure, law and justice, agriculture, fisheries, education, women and youth and administration.
Thank you. And sa ating bago kang start now, lawin yung konten na si Morobe LLG. Thank you.
Minister Peter said he plans to give 100,000 kina to each ward in the 3 LLGs of Huon Gulf. He said if this money is given fully, there will be development in the wards and will be a result of bottom-up planning. Minister Peter, when presenting the funding, told the ward and LLG leaders to make use of the funding as he will return to see the progress and completion of the projects. Minister Peter said for LLGs, presidents will receive 1 million kina each and he wants to see development. District Administrator Andrew Namuesh told the leaders to involve their ward development committees and make use of the funding to provide services that will directly impact the people. He also called on LLG workers to be focused, stay at their designated location and help the people to develop Morobe LLG.
Amila looking what say you councillors ensure that understand the come up. Mila looking buildings house come up. Bridge come up, school come up. The museum, me come back and tell police. Only you not gonna put more.
Meanwhile, the councillors say they have never seen such funding before, which is part of the bottom-up policy, and they will do their best to provide the much-needed services to the wards. The same amount of funding will be given to Salamawa LLG and Wampa LLG and their wards. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. The Gender-Based Violence Committee of Morobe Province has outlined that one of its main challenges in addressing GBV cases in the province is on how they can reach out to survivors in rural areas.
During a workshop hosted by the United Nations in Leh on gender-based violence issues and spotlight initiatives, the GBV Committee of Morobe Province outlined the challenges they faced as well as the success of addressing GBV cases in the province. Coordinator for the Morobe GBV Committee, Thelma Ogito, said reaching out to the wider population in the 10 districts of Morobe Province is a big challenge, especially in rural areas.
Mentioning that, given an example that in the most rural area districts of Morobe doesn't have regular policing, which it has been mentioned and been updated in most of the our committee meeting about having regular policing in the districts, and this has still been a challenge, and also trained and sensitized nursing officer or health extension officer in the hospitals to deal directly with survivors of gender-based violence.
The committee has looked at ways to help them in addressing these challenges, such as aligning their strategic plan with the provincial plan so that districts can assist. Hugito mentioned that through this, 8 districts in the province has established focal points for survivors.
Success that we had was the decentralizing of gender-based violence secretariat office into the districts and to identify focal points to work with survivors of gender-based violence.
Another success story for the committee is the establishment of the Lukautim Pikinini Council.
Grateful for the council. It recognizes and it addresses the child survivors issues more than looking at just mother and the child, but putting out the importance of child a bit more at the spotlight.
The committee further called on the respective authorities and partners to establish a one-stop shop for all GBV survivors to access in the province. Cynthia Maku, National MTV News.
Central Business Systems, a locally owned company specialized in selling printers, scanners and photocopy machines, has hosted a product training conference for its senior staff and technicians at Cove Village in Imbongo district of Southern Highlands province over the weekend.
The conference was to train staff in operating some of the new and sophisticated brands and to discuss ways forward in sales and marketing, as well as proper customer care services. 26 representatives from all branches around the country attended the training at the Cove Community Center. CBS Managing Director Joe Alopia, while encouraging the participants to learn as much as possible, said the company was registered in 2003 to help schools and other sectors in the country in terms of photocopy, scanning and printing needs. CBS currently has 70 employees throughout the country, and one of the latest high-tech brands they now sell is Kyocera.
Staff came all over from Papua New Guinea, including Uiwek, Keviang, Kopopo, Mendeng, Lei, Goroka, Chimbu, Mantagen, and Port Moresby. So we've got almost 9 branches. So thank you for coming.
Participants were taught on how to operate some of the new machines. This is to improve their product knowledge as well when dealing with customers. Meanwhile, the local Warana community were thanked for the initiative in hosting the CBS team, which is their local company.
No, the line. CBS of Papua New Guinea. Something true and you only.
The program concluded on Saturday night. Schools are being encouraged to check out some of the products which would help in delivering quality education by solving the problem of textbook shortage. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. In AFL, the Moniplus POM AFL is into its round 14 over the weekend with the Lamana Dockers from both the men and women's division leading the competition.
The games were played over the weekend at the Bisini Oval in Port Moresby. President for POM AFL Douglas Lai gave an update on the competition.
So far in the men's A grade, we got Lamana Dockers leading the competition, followed by Gorens Kokovas. In the women's division, we've completed round 2, and we will be going into the finals for the women's competition next week.
Mr. Lai outlined that so far the competition has improved with few standouts.
Competition level that's really improved. We've got this team from all the way from Central Province, Hula. That have won a couple of games, about 4 games so far, beating some of the very top sides in the competition. So that's a standout for us as far as development of the code goes.
The women's division will go into its finals next week.
So far, Lamana Dockers are leading the competition in the women's comp. So, yep. So they're apparently the minor premiers for this season.
Cynthia Maku, Trukai Sports.
POM Basketball Association saw its finals last night with the Chariots from the women's side beating the Saints in a 76-18 points to secure the women's 2023 POM BA Championship title. But the men's side, Team Ultimax, managed to walk away with the championship title with only a point difference, 71-70, in a very close match against the Chariots. In football, the Port Moresby Soccer Association played its round 7 matches today after successfully completing round 6 over the weekend. A back-to-back round of Week 6 tournament and Week 7 tournament for the Port Moresby Soccer Association saw the tournament use the public holiday to continue its competition in Port Moresby.
We're into our Week 6 of the PMSA competition, which we started our first game at Saturday with our two premier teams completed round 6, PS and Momase with University. And on yesterday games, we completed with our another premier teams again with Keleruna, Blue Kumus and Momkas, which they completed as round 6 games yesterday. And with our public holiday this weekend, this week we completed we started our round 7, which with the lower divisions from youth, and then finished with Division 1.
Ame added that the teams were narrowed down to 7 to give way for other divisions to also participate.
So we started our week with 7 teams. Usually it's 8 teams per weekend, but we've cut down the numbers down to 7 because to cater the lower divisions that have been outstanding games, so which we have completed today with our 7 games on Monday.
In the competition, he said the competition has been running smoothly and they look forward to proceeding into the middle of the season games.
So probably we have 15 teams in the youth teams, and that's where we completed within the public holiday today. So within the round 7 by this weekend, we should have even games to be finished for the round 7.
The competition will continue this coming weekend. And Trukai Sports continues with more stories after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. PNG NRL Bid Rugby League program is into its week 2 of the drive. The program is aimed at building young rugby league players into professional rugby league players. The PNG NRL Bid Rugby League program carried out its Week 2 activities in Port Moresby under an Australian coach, Joey Grimmer, who added that the program is vital to building the level and skills of rugby league players at an early age for young rugby league players.
The main focus of the program is to identify the better players in the various competitions throughout Papua New Guinea. Although we're introducing the program in POM, there is an appetite to roll out the program in other areas such as Lae, Hagen, Goroko and in the New Guinea Islands. The program is or has been running for its second week, and the program runs over 8 weeks, which is purely a skill-based program, and it's to ensure that we get the excellent coaching into these young players that have been identified from the school programs and take them to the next level.
He said this will give the young men a pathway into bigger competitions, such as the National Rugby League competition and the Hunters.
This program will go from the under-14s to the under-16s, into the under-18s, and hopefully transition upwards into the Digicel and ExxonMobil Cup and into the Hunters.
He said the 8-week program will help the players understand better the skill set required. He said the program will be rolled out across the country.
The view of the program is to create sustainability within our NRL bid in 2026, and it will ensure the players having the right tools to reach that next level. So that's the little bit about the program, and as I said to you, we have got the vision to roll out this program so it captures a lot of the people or the best players in PNG.
The 8-week program has 6 more weeks remaining before it comes to an end. That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
Weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Port Moresby and Daru, partly cloudy. Kerema, cloudy periods with few showers. Alatau, partly cloudy. Popondetta, few showers.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Monday, the 24th of July, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Gold Nuggets.